She was an orphan living in a foreign land, and one decision she made saved an entire nation. This is the story of Esther. Long before Esther ever stepped into a palace, there was a king who ruled with pride. His name was Xerxes, ruler of the Persian Empire, an empire so vast it stretched across many lands and peoples. To display his greatness, King Xerxes organized a feast. Not for a day, not for a week, but for 6 months. Gold filled the palace. Wine flowed freely. Music echoed through the halls. It was a celebration of power. And when the feast reached its height, the king sent for his queen Vashti. He wanted her beauty displayed before his guests, not as a partner, but as a possession. But Queen Vashti refused. Her refusal shocked the palace. In a culture where women were expected to obey without question, Vashti's decision was dangerous. The king's pride was wounded. His advisers whispered fear into his ears. If the queen can refuse the king, they said, what will stop other women from doing the same? In a moment of anger, Vashti was removed as queen. She disappeared from the palace forever. What looked like punishment was actually preparation for someone else. Far away from royal banquets and golden cups lived a young Jewish girl named Esther. She was an orphan. Her parents were gone. Her future is uncertain. She was raised by her cousin, Mordecai, who cared for her like a father. They lived quietly in a foreign land, Jews living under Persian rule. When the king began searching for a new queen, young women were gathered from across the empire. Esther was taken into the palace. She did not push herself forward. She did not compete loudly. She listened. She observed. She followed Mordecai's instruction. Do not reveal your identity. Night after night, women were brought before the king. And when Esther's turn came, something changed. The Bible says the king loved Esther above all the women. The orphan became queen. No announcement from heaven. No thunder. No trumpet. It's just a quiet elevation. God was working silently. One day, Mordecai was sitting near the king's gate. By chance, he overheard 2 guards planning to assassinate the king. Mordecai quickly reported the plot through Esther. The king's life was saved. The conspirators were punished. And Mordecai? Nothing happened. No reward. No promotion. No, thank you. His good deed was written in the royal records and forgotten. Many people know this feeling. Doing good, being faithful, and being ignored. But what people forget, God remembers. Then came a man named Haman. He was promoted above all officials. The king commanded everyone to bow before him. Everyone obeyed. Everyone except Mordecai. Mordecai refused to bow. Haman noticed. His pride turned into rage. But Haman wanted more than revenge against one man. He wanted to destroy Mordecai's entire people. Through manipulation and lies, Haman convinced the king to sign a decree. On a chosen day, every Jew would be destroyed. The papers were sealed. The decree was sent. The city was confused. Mordecai tore his clothes in grief. Esther remained in the palace, unaware. When Esther finally heard what had happened, fear filled her heart. Approaching the king without invitation meant death. But Mordecai sent her a message that changed everything. Do not think you will escape. If you remain silent, deliverance will come from another place. But who knows if you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Esther was silent. Then she spoke. "Ask the people to fast for me." She fasted. She prayed. She gathered courage. And she went to the king. The palace held its breath. The king raised his scepter. She lived. But Esther did not speak yet. Wisdom knows when to wait. That very night the king could not sleep. He ordered the royal records to be read aloud. And there it was, the forgotten act of Mordecai. What was done for this man? The king asked. "Nothing," they replied. At that exact moment Haman entered the palace planning Mordecai's execution. Instead, the king asked him, what should be done for the man the king delights to honor? Thinking it was himself, Haman described royal honor. "Do it for Mordecai," the king said. The villain was humiliated. The forgotten was lifted. At the second banquet, Esther finally spoke. She revealed her identity. She exposed Haman's plot. The king rose in anger, and the gallows Haman built for Mordecai became his own end. The decree was overturned. The Jews were saved. Mordecai was promoted. Justice had spoken. God never spoke, but God never left. Esther's story reminds us of something powerful. You may feel hidden, unprepared, forgotten, but timing is everything. You are where you are for such a time as this. You can read this story in the book of Esther, chapters 1 through 10.